said a lot of fascinating things here, Doc. But let me hone in on the thing about the thing about the stem cells. Now, we are still, this is shocking, but medical students are still being taught that the brain does not make new brain cells. So once you live and die with the ones that you're born with. But yet you're saying that the brain is producing 300 folds, or you mean 300%?
300%.
300% new brain stem cells, which obviously convert to nerve cells, right? I mean, that's why they get the results they're getting. I mean, that's way beyond what we've been taught. How do you explain that? Can that be explained?
Well, I think this concept of neuroplasticity, probably 20 years ago, if you talked about any of this stuff, you would have been laughed out of the room, right? I mean, people would have said, "Oh, that's heresy." Like you said, the old theory was you were born with the number of neurons you'd ever have, and if you drank a lot of alcohol or you smoked or you did other things to damage your brain, then obviously you're losing neurons as you go over through your life. But at some point, neuroplasticity became, I guess, a recognized concept, and so it's been shown through other research. Not just from our lab. I mean, it's been shown through other research that the brain does have the capacity to restore itself and regenerate itself, just like most of all the other organs do. So it's a great question to ask me, how do I explain it? I guess there's, as you know, Dr. David, there's an inherent intelligence within each of us that I don't care if we had 100 Einsteins sitting in a room. I don't know if we'd ever figure that out. It's just it's like our spark of our existence, right? I mean, whatever you refer that to, if it's through faith or spirituality or whatever that is, there's something within us we have that allows us to be able to do what we do. And so I just go back to the idea of, what is commonly or accepted as known that our stem cells do is that they have the capacity to migrate out to wherever we have damage or to wherever we have something that's not homeostasis. And so if we provide the raw materials that our cells need to do that process to function in that way, then we can regenerate and restore itself. I mean, it's the same thing that we've seen in people with cancer. It's like, how did that happen? When somebody basically has a reversal of a cancer condition, how did that happen with these polysaccharides? And I'm sorry, I'm diverting the topic a little bit, but it's the same thing. Like the cancerous state came into being at least partially due to a poorly functioning immune system, and that allowed all these carcinogenic cells to create a tumor or something known as cancer. But once those polysaccharides were introduced into that person's system, then he or she's body was able to say, okay, here's the problem, let's go deal with it. And so one of the other things we know about these polysaccharides is they're actually, I didn't even mention this yet, but they're actually also able to turn on our natural killer cells, which are one of our very first lines of defense against transformed cells and viruses. So there are just so many angles to this story that are fascinating. And I hope, at least in the rest of my life, whether it's one day or 40 more years, that I'm able to help extend this line of research, because I truly believe that the power and the ability of these polysaccharides to help people be healthy is, I think we're still just kind of scratching the surface, actually. And it's unfortunate because as it works here in this country with, big pharma wanting to patent everything that they test and study. And so with nature, well, how do you patent something that Mother Nature provides us? You can't. By law, you can't do that.
Right.
So there would have to be, some sort of creative technology involved with maybe enhancing either bioavailability or absorption or, something around that. And I'm not a biochemist, so that's beyond my expertise. But I think it's unfortunate that we don't spend more money on natural things like what our group has been doing, as opposed to just spending billions and billions of dollars on genetics and pharmacology, where I think your economy of scale is so limited. Like you watch billions of dollars get plunged down these lines of research, and then maybe you get a tiny little fraction of something out of that on the other end. To me, that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what is it now? 99.4% of studies, research studies into Alzheimer's disease have been abject failures. The thing that comes to my mind is, wait a minute, what's the 0.6 that were actually successes? Because as far as I
Right. Exactly.
I don't know too many that have actually been successful. I know they're studying some with some really expensive drug. I know Aduhem has been a failure. Or then there's another one that that addresses the amyloid plaques. I don't know if you know about that, but they're beginning to tout its success. But that's just for mild cognitive decline. It's not doing anything about what you're talking about there with the moderate to severe form. So I am Dr. David Ajibade. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see more videos, please click on the subscribe button below. And if you want to be notified of when we upload other videos, please click on the bell button so that you can be notified. God bless. Take care. Bye.